Episode 1 of The Girlfriend starts with an argument between two women. The commotion continues, but everything turns quiet after a knife is slashed and someone falls into the water. The scene then cuts to introduce Laura talking to Harriet on her phone. She senses someone else is in the house and calls out, but it just turns out to be her cat that's broken a vase downstairs. After sorting that out, Laura goes for a swim in her pool and is joined by her son Daniel. She is surprised to see him but happy to have a catch up. The conversation soon turns to who he's currently dating, and Daniel opens up and says he's dating a new woman, someone who's very different from his past lovers. Apparently this woman reminds him of his mum. Flash forward a few days and Daniel brings his new girlfriend Cherry to meet the parents. Cherry laughs off the constant jokes about her name and tries her best to impress Laura. She showcases her art knowledge, but Laura starts to notice a few white lies as Cherry talks. As for Daniel's dad Howard, he's happy for his son. Before dinner, Daniel offers to give Cherry the house tour, but Laura is offended when she sees them having oral sex. As dinner continues, we learn that Daniel had a sister who died young, and Cherry lies about attending an elite school, and Laura picks up on this. Laura is also not pleased to discover that Daniel is planning to be a trauma surgeon. They had hoped and planned for Daniel to become a pediatrician, and as Daniel explains his reasons, Laura accidentally pours a hot drink on Cherry. She offers to get Cherry's dress cleaned and follows her to the washroom to help. However, Cherry turns down the offer. On her way back, Laura notices Cherry's bag is open and spots a golden bracelet that looks very similar to the one that she has herself. The next day, Laura meets with her friend Isabella and tells her about the eventful dinner. And Laura believes Cherry is hiding something and might have taken her bracelet, and Bridget, Isabella's daughter, arrives to remind her mum about their meeting with a divorce lawyer. The conversation then turns to Laura's upcoming exhibition, and Laura mentions that Daniel is bringing Cherry and the jury is out on whether they like her. At the exhibition, Laura is a bit put off by Daniel and Cherry's PDA. Now Isabella reminds her that the annual Spain holiday is coming up and Laura will finally have Daniel to herself. As they talk, Laura receives a message from the head of the school that Cherry claimed to have attended. Now according to Henry, there's actually no record of Cherry having attended his school. Laura goes to share the information with Daniel, but sadly Daniel and Cherry have already left. Later that night, Laura is surprised that Howard is at home, given she thought he had a date with his mistress. Now Howard brings up Daniel's sudden departure at the party, and they agree that it's rather weird. The couple dismiss their concerns, make love, and agree that Howard should continue to see his mistress. The next day, Laura goes around the street putting up posters of her lost cat. The cat went missing during dinner with Cherry, and she wants to stop by her office and take a look around. She calls Isabella to see if it's a good idea, but on her way, Laura sees Cherry having an intense argument with a man. Suddenly, Cherry punches the man in the face, and Laura is shocked to witness that violent outburst. We then switch perspectives and jump back into Cherry's point of view. The scene starts with Cherry walking to work when she spots Daniel with his boys. They're drunk and disorderly, and Cherry makes a rather suggestive sign at Daniel. She gets to the office and finds her colleague nursing a bad hangover. Cherry offers to help Pandora with a listing, and it's at this point that Pandora mentions her promotion. Cherry gets pissed and confronts her boss for overlooking her work, believing that Pandora has undeservedly been given a promotion. Her boss explains that Pandora's family is rich and has connections, and he apologetically tells Cherry to wait for the next one. As the days pass, Cherry tries to focus on herself until she sees news of her ex getting married. Daniel drops by her office to look for a property, and he apologizes for his crude behavior with his friends, but Cherry simply ignores him. They drive to see a few properties, but Daniel is looking for something different. They flirt a bit and Cherry offers to show him another property. Daniel falls in love with this at first sight, and they end up making love and officially start dating. This is when we learn that Cherry and Daniel were in Laura's house the day the cat dropped the vase. In reality, Laura almost caught him and Cherry in the closet, and she accidentally took the bracelet she was admiring. Daniel dropped the vase to distract his mum and give Cherry enough time to escape. We also learn that Cherry has been struggling financially. The dress she wore to the dinner party nearly drove her bankrupt, and it seems she was planning to return it, but Laura poured a drink over it. She also knew Laura saw them getting busy in the room, and from Cherry's point of view, Laura was simply interrogating her throughout the dinner. This is probably why Cherry opened a window and let the cat out. After dinner, Cherry's mum tries to warn her to stop dating these rich boys. At the exhibition, Cherry made a mistake when talking to Laura about the art. Things take a dramatic turn when she spots her ex's new girlfriend at the party. She convinces Daniel to leave by seducing him, and they head back to his apartment and make love. Cherry claims that she's shy and antisocial, while Daniel is compassionate, and they express their love for one another. Daniel also invites her to a family vacation in Spain, and Cherry hesitantly agrees. Flash forward to the day Laura saw Cherry punching a man outside her office, and that man turns out to be the ex, who thought Cherry was stalking him him and his new girlfriend. Honestly, the man is actually pretty rude and demeaning, and after he leaves, Laura greeted Cherry and left. Later, Cherry dropped by her mum's butchery and planned a little bloody surprise for her ex's wedding. The episode ends with Cherry leaving the wedding after witnessing her bloody sabotage of the couple's cake, and as she walks away, the episode comes to an end. So this is very much a story passed down through the ages, a story of an overprotective mother losing her mind when her beloved son starts dating. The girlfriend takes an interesting narrative technique by showing us both sides of the story though, and the women remember and see things very differently. At this point in the story, it's hard to decipher who is lying and what will happen next. Based on the first episode, Laura is rightfully trying to protect her son, because Cherry has been pretty dishonest and misrepresented herself, not to mention letting the cat out. Even her mum is worried about her numerous dates with rich men. Her ex thought she was stalking him, and there was obviously the incident with the cake, and not forgetting she lied about her school and let Laura's cat out, as I mentioned. Any mother would be worried if their son brought home a pathological liar, but what lengths will Laura go to protect her son? At this point, this thriller is just gearing up, and it'll be interesting to see what direction this one takes next. But what about you guys? Did you enjoy the first episode? Do you think the split point of view between Laura and Cherry adds something a little bit different to this one? As always, let us know your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.